Not the Queen Bee, Jen Shah, getting arrested while filming. I guess you weren't the only person getting filmed. Hey, Quavo, how you doing? Hey, Saweetie. Hey, bitch. It's jamithatsme here. Welcome back to my channel. Now, let's get into a little bit of a quick chat. There were a few hot topics that took place this week, so I'm not going to discuss a lot and I'm not going to keep you guys long, but I just want to bring up a few things. The first thing I want to do is say congratulations to Jeannie Mai and Jeezy as they sealed the deal. They actually had a wedding. We know earlier this week people were talking about how they already signed for their marriage license. They applied for that, they got their license, and next thing you know, we see photos resurface of the couple. So it looks like they went ahead and sealed the deal. So Jeannie Mai is now Mrs. Jeezy, honey. So congratulations to them. I actually like the two together. I know I've had some friends that was like, honey, I don't like that. I don't want him with her or whatever. Now, I actually like to see Jeannie Mai with Jeezy. I think it's really cute. I could not stand her when she was on the show, The Real, and I guess the show still comes on. I'm not familiar with it anymore. I don't watch it. But when I would see Jeannie Mai on The Real, she would be so extremely annoying. And maybe it was because of the husband that she had. But once she divorced him, I noticed I started to take a liking to Jeannie Mai a bit more. And I see her dating Jeezy. So for some reason, I just liked her a bit more. I don't know. Something about her obviously changed. But I'm here for it. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about Jeannie Mai and Jeezy sealing the deal. Speaking of sealing the deal, that's the problem that's been going on with Jen Shah. Because she been around here sealing all kind of deals that happen to be illegal. Out here running all kind of scams and stuff on the people. And not just the people, but the old people. Okay, does that ring a bell to anybody? Does that ring a bell? Running scams on old people, does that ring a bell? Yes, it does. It sounds just like this movie called I Care a Lot on Netflix. That's all I saw when I was reading the article. But I'm gonna go ahead and read some of the article to you guys just so you can know exactly what's going on with Miss Jen Shah, honey. According to the articles that I'm reading from the book of NBC News, honey, it looks as though Jen Shah, y'all know, if you're unfamiliar with Jen Shah, she is one of the cast members of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It is a new franchise that came to us last year in the year of 2020. So I've enjoyed it. You know, I stopped doing reviews on it, but continuing to watch the show, and it was cool for what it was. So Miss Jen Shah, who always just act like she's that girl and she's in charge of the girls and all of this and that. Well, now she's being charged. You're in charge so much, honey, that you're now being charged. Let's go ahead and get into the details here. It says Jen Shah was arrested and charged with conspiracy related to allegations of wire fraud and a telemarketing scheme. Woo, honey. Jen was out filming with the castmates. And when she was out filming, I guess she got a phone call and she was tipped off. So she ended up walking off, going off to herself, linking up with her aunt. Well, FBI and whoever else was looking for Miss Thing, they could not find her. They was over here like, girl, where did she go? Where did she go? Okay. And they caught up with her. I believe she was on the freeway. They decided to go ahead and arrest her. And she ended up, you know, being locked up. But I believe she was able to bail out that same day. So the Justice Department is alleging that between 2012 and 2021, do y'all not know that's almost 10 years? 10 years of running scams, honey? All right, y'all need to look up some of these insurance companies because I feel like they ain't nothing but the scammers, okay? But that's another story because y'all, I could really go on a tangent about that. But let me just say this real quick. I find it funny that I could pay all this money in car insurance, but I can't get no discount on no oil change or anything. Okay, why I can't pay a copay and then my insurance company, my car insurance company pay a difference? Why? Excuse me? Why I can't work like health insurance? Why I gotta go out here and pay a copay with my health insurance and then hope that the insurance company covers everything else after that? No, ma'am. We need car insurance companies to work just like that. Let me pay you a copay. How about that? Or you just cover it. All oil changes should really be covered under car insurance. So y'all need to check into them insurance companies because I definitely feel like they some scams. While y'all over here trying to get the people, y'all need to get these corporations. But we're gonna go ahead and move forward because we talking about Jen. Now, Jen has an assistant by the name of Stuart Smith. This is her first assistant. I believe this is the man we've seen on the show that's been around her on more than one occasion. So what the Justice Department is also alleging is that Shah and Stewart conspired to defraud older and computer illiterate people by operating a multi-state telemarketing and in-person one-person sales team that would sell essentially non-existent services and fight consumer efforts to obtain refunds. So they was stealing these people money and making it harder for these people to try and get their money back. Honey, if that don't sound like some of these corporations we know out here in the world, y'all over here trying to get the people, y'all need to go and find the group of people that create these systems, honey. Where is the FBI for those companies? But we're gonna move forward here. Jen was able to leave prison or whatever. I guess she bailed out, and the judge is saying that he allowed those two to go, Stewart as well as Shah, to leave, but under certain restrictions. They were able to go, but under certain restrictions, and those restrictions included that they cannot speak to each other at all. So you know, Stewart has been a right-hand man to this lady. So how is she gonna operate without Stewart? But honestly, if you don't wanna go to jail, that's the best thing that you may wanna do, which is not talk to this man. And I know her husband is so embarrassed. That's why he probably stayed away from the house for such a long time, because he already knew probably what was going on, and he didn't wanna have SHI to do with it. He probably said, girl, I know what you're doing, but I don't know a whole lot. Don't tell me a whole lot, because when you go down, I will not be going down with you, okay? You will not take me down through there. You take me down through there enough, girl, okay? So I'm gonna skirt. I'm sure her husband is feeling away, and you know he loved trying to speak on her behalf when it comes to the show. Speak on her behalf and speak on her intentions and stuff. Honey, what is it gonna look like when y'all get in the courtroom? Are you gonna be able to speak up for her behalf then? Girl, this is a mess. Now, the article also says that Jen and Stewart each face 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud in connection with telemarketing, which could result in a maximum of 30 years in prison, honey. They each face 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering, which could also carry a maximum prison sentence of 20 years. Girl, that's like 50 years. Girl, you already 50 yourself. For the remainder of your life, you could potentially be in a prison. Y'all see what they be doing on these shows? Now, for those of you that have watched my Bell Collective and they try to call Miss Marie out for being, a scammer or whatever, honey, I don't know if it's true or not, but this is the very thing that I be talking about. When these people come on shows, I don't put nothing past people, because once you put yourself out there into the world on these shows, at some point somebody gonna call you out for what it is, and whatever you doing wrong, it's gonna catch up with you. We have already seen it on Real Housewives of Atlanta with Apollo and others. You know, even the lady, I think it was on the New Jersey or something. Somebody went to prison and then she was able to come back and be a part of the show. So with that, as it pertains to Bell Collective, like, girl, Marie, girl, I hope you got everything in order, honey. Okay, because it may not happen now, but it could happen later. I ain't saying that you did anything, but I'm just saying in case. All right, good luck. Now, when it comes to Miss Jen, I don't even know what kind of plea deal you could get that's going to be good. Because this is 50 years. What can they double that down to? If you have a total of 50 years that you could potentially be serving in prison, I don't even know what kind of plea deal they could give you. Like, can they give you a 2-year in prison? Then you come back? Are you gonna be able to secure your job on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? Like, I don't even know what that plea deal looks like for her. I don't even know if it's a good one. I mean, really, anything gonna be better than 50 years, but girl, I will say this, if she happens to have to go to prison, she definitely, in my opinion, should have an opportunity to be back on the show. And I say that because they already did that for the colorless woman that's up there in New Jersey somewhere, or New York, whichever one of those franchises that got locked up and was able to reappear and be back on the show. So I definitely think that Jen Shah should have the opportunity to return should she be locked up. But either way, honey girl, this thing right here is sad, you know. You talked a lot of SHI about Mary and about her husband and stuff on the show, but now with this, girl, you can't talk about nobody. It's nothing else that you could say about anybody on the show. If anything, you could just hope that you're still in their good graces. So should you have to go away, they'll be welcoming you back with open arms. So I don't know what to tell you, but yikes and good luck. Moving on to Quavo and Saweetie. Now, you guys know that they were in a relationship for some time. I really feel like it could have been like 2 years or something, right? And they ended up breaking up not too long ago. I believe at the top of March, they broke up. Saweetie ended up putting out a tweet saying that she's now single and says the love isn't the same. It hits differently when all the other women can share that same love with you, or something to that capacity is what Saweetie put out. So Quavo responded and said, well, I see you're trying to play this game. That's something that I don't normally do, but I'm going to play it for now. And and just say that you're not the woman that I thought that you were. Whatever that was about, trying to make her feel silly. IDK, I don't know the full story to really say whether or not he was right in what he said and she was wrong in what she said, or she was right in what she said and she was wrong. But I do feel like she was just speaking her truth. She was just saying, hey, you know, I'm single and the love hits differently when you feel as though everybody else can have that love too, then you don't want it no more or whatever. So I feel like, I mean, that's her truth. That's what she was speaking. He didn't even have to address it. He could have just went on about his business. But you know, that's what it was. So a few weeks later, after everybody is overcoming the breakup of Saweetie and Quavo, we are hit with another bomb. And that bomb happened to come from TMZ, as they always like to drop bombs on us. And this bomb happened to be more elevator video. Now, I don't know what y'all be doing in these elevators. Are y'all people that be having all this money, honey? What the is it in an elevator? What's going on in the elevator, honey? You had Beyonce, you had Bow Wow, and I'm sure it was others, but now you have Quavo and Saweetie. And it's always a man and a woman going at it in the damn elevator. What is happening here? Just take the escalator next time. How about that? They ain't got no, take the stairs. Just take the stairs. Take the stairs next time, okay? Because y'all just don't know how to act when y'all get on the elevator. So as I'm looking at this footage that came across my desk of Saweetie and Quavo in the elevator tussling and rustling and bustling and whatever else with each other, I immediately thought, oh dang girl, he must have cheated or whatever, and she trying to leave and he won't let her leave and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you know? So I was definitely team Saweetie. But I went back and I watched the footage again and I watched it slowly, and now I'm team no mother-body, period. Saweetie definitely swung at him and he definitely yanked her, pulled her. So I'm not saying anybody's right. I do feel like they both were wrong in the situation. Whether I saw a lot of people saying that that's not even abuse. That's not even abuse. That ain't. Here's the thing. Just because you may think that's not a level of abuse to you does not mean that that is not a level of abuse to someone else. So let's take Saweetie being slung by Quavo out of it, and let's focus on Saweetie swinging on Quavo. So somebody else would say, oh, that ain't even abuse. That ain't even abuse. But he may feel like, yes, it is. She should have never swung at me. Just like some people feel like, oh, well, when Quavo swung her, that's not even abuse. Well, some people may feel like, as in Saweetie, she may feel like, no, that was, he didn't have to handle me like that. So that's my thing about it. You know, what you want to apply to her in this situation, in my opinion, I feel like you can also apply that to him as well. Nobody was right in this situation. And just because you think that that level of abuse was like this, that's not always the case to everyone else, okay? You may be able to deal with a tussling and bustling in your relationship. If that's what you want to do, that's on you. Somebody else may not be able to do that. So don't sit up there and say that it's not abuse when it very well could be abuse to them and others that may see it like them. So much so that the police department in LA are even looking into this. They feel as though like both parties could potentially be wrong, but they are investigating the situation. So obviously there was some level of abuse that took place for them to want to even investigate it anyway. And then they'll just determine decisions after that. I don't think they should really move forward with anything without Quavo or Saweetie saying that's what they want. If they don't want you to dig deeper, don't dig deeper. But let me go back to my analysis of the video. So like I said, I was originally team Saweetie, and then I went back, I watched the video, I slowed it down. When I slowed it down, this is what I saw. I saw Saweetie without her shoes on. I saw Quavo fully dressed. So initially I'm thinking Saweetie was the person that was trying to leave, but then I watch it again and I'm like, no, Quavo's the one trying to leave. Quavo was the one with the book bag. And also the Call of Duty, the orange bag was already on the elevator. Saweetie was running to grab that off the elevator. That's what it looks like to me. She was running to grab that off the elevator and he was trying to stop her from getting his SHI off the elevator because he was trying to leave. But that's not what she wanted. He was trying so hard to get that out of her hands that he swung her into the wall. And what I did not like was when she fell into that wall and she fell into the ground and they both fell to the ground. He didn't ask like, hey, you want me to, like, hey, let me pick you up, let me get you, da da da. And I'm sure she was sitting down there like just adrenaline pumping, crying, emotional, because to me, it looks like he was trying to leave and she didn't want him to leave. So she was just, you know, probably crying it out. But still, it's like, are you gonna try to help her up or do something? She just gonna sit there. I don't know what was said on the elevator, because she should have said, don't touch me. She could have said, don't try and help me up. She could have said anything. So when the doors finally opened, Quavo had access to the orange bag. He put it in front of the elevator door so that it would not close on him or her. He waited on her to finally get up and for her to leave. But if you pay attention to the ending, once she walked out the elevator, Quavo got back on the elevator. So that for me is what confirmed that he was trying to leave. You know, he was trying to leave the entire situation. But again, I'm not saying any party was right in their actions. I do believe they both were wrong in their actions. And those are just my thoughts about the overall situation between Quavo and Saweetie. Now, Saweetie decided to go ahead and speak out finally regarding that incident that took place on the elevator. She said that incident actually took place over a year ago. She goes on to say that while we have reconciled since then and moved past this particular disagreement, there were simply too many other hurdles to overcome in our relationship, and we have both since moved on. I kindly ask that everyone respect my privacy during this time. I believe Saweetie made that statement after seeing that the LAPD was starting to investigate the incident that took place. So I think she's trying to, I guess, kind of maybe protect Quavo, maybe protect herself. And I think there is still love there. You know, they are broken up, but I think she still has love for him as he does her. And she just wants this entire situation to completely go away. And I also wouldn't be surprised, I hate to say it, if they were to end up getting back together later on this year or next year, or they probably still seeing each other, but on the low, and y'all would never know. I don't know. If they are, I would say this ain't the first time that we've probably heard or seen something like this anyway. So she gonna do what she wanna do, because that's just how she is. Either way, you know, best of luck to both Quavo and Saweetie. Hopefully they are going their separate ways. But if not, like I said, we would not be surprised. We probably just will not know anything about it. But y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. Let me know how you feeling about the whole G and Shah situation. Let me know your thoughts about Jeezy and Jeannie Mai tying the knot, honey. And also let me know your thoughts about Quavo and Saweetie. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.